Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Academy YouTube. How are you guys doing? Welcome, guys. Let's see who else have joined. Hi, Dhruv. Hi, Sneha. Welcome to the class, guys. Hi, Kumkum. Very good afternoon. Hello, Tejasvi. Tejaswini. Hi, Aditi. Welcome, beta. Very good afternoon, guys. How are you all doing? Very, very good afternoon. I see people are joining in. Let everyone join and then we will begin, guys. How are you, Aditi? Hi, Dhrati. Very good afternoon, guys. All right, then let's begin, guys. Today we are here to do the social institutions chapter, and we would be doing the question and answers. Okay, very good, ma'am. Okay, all right, fantastic. So, once again, welcome. Knock, knock. My name is Professor Urmi. I'm your CBSE Plus educator for sociology and psychology. Now, remember today and tomorrow, there's an amazing chance for you guys to participate in the Young Scholarship Program. Of course, there are scholarships worth 5 lakh rupees. Do not miss it. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check out the learning app and get the details. Everything is mentioned today and tomorrow. Please do not miss it, okay? So it's to see that how are you better than the Unacademy toppers, okay? So go ahead and check them out. Now, we are going to do today the uh, social institutions continuity and change. So I have already put it on the group, guys. Yeah, so I think I have already put it on the group. YouTube session is live. Okay, so once again, okay. So I put it on the group one more time for the people who have not joined it yet. Any questions, feel free. Also, the PDF would be shared in the plus class, but like I told you, the explanation is very important. So if you come across any questions, any doubts, just ask. All right. So here we go. Before moving there, as I told you, it's a very tough time for all of us guys, and we are definitely in this together. So no matter what, do not stop learning. Um, of course, times are bad, times are tough, but when we are together, it's always going to be amazing. So yes, do not stop it, and let's crack it. Now if you see the questions, okay, there are around 10 questions in the book, okay. um, we would be doing as many as we could in this session, and then the remaining one we would be doing in the part 2, because of course all these sessions, I'm not sure whether we'll be able to cover them in one session. Just in case we have any questions left, we would be doing it in a part 2. But all the PDF would be given to you on the plus platform itself, like I gave you for the demographic and the sociology and society chapter. So yeah, don't worry about the notes at all, that will be given to you. And yeah, so are we good to go? Do we begin, guys? Just give me a yes no so that I'm aware that everything is just perfect. Aditi, Kumkum, just give me a yes no, everything is clear, audio, visual, everything is clear, beta. Is it clear? Just give me a thumbs up. Aditi, is the AV clear? Okay, yes. All right. I got a message from Kumkum saying yes. All right. So now the first question, which is what is the role of ideas of separation and hierarchy in the caste system? All right, Tejaswini, thanks, beta. What is the role of the ideas and separation in the hierarchy in the caste system? Now, when you speak about caste system, when you speak about hierarchy, I have always told you that hierarchy means a difference. Okay, hierarchy means somewhere or the other there is a separation where you are trying to separate the higher class and the lower class in different ways. Okay, don't wait for our reply as you get it late. Okay, Kumkum. Okay. Now, when we speak about the concept of separation and differences, see, every caste is different and they are strictly separate from each other. Like, for example, your caste has some restrictions, mine have some restrictions. This we have seen in different marriages. Even if the customs are the same, almost every single thing is signifying the same thing, but how we perform is completely different from each other. Okay, now including food, marriage, social interaction, to even occupation. Now have you must have noticed that in some occupation, girls cannot do this, girls cannot do that. हमारी घर की बेटियां ये नहीं करती है, अच्छा हमारे घर के बेटे ये काम नहीं करते. For example, you can even take an example of hospitality industry. They feel, no, no, why will the men do this? So all these things existed right from the beginning when we speak about the segmentation of the caste system. So yes, the societal whole of system is a hierarchical rather than an egalitarian system. Okay, now when we speak about the concept of an egalitarian system, what do you mean by this? Egalitarian system. Okay, the meaning of egalitarian word is when you're believing on the principle that all the people are equal. Okay, and they deserve equal rights and opportunities. So you basically mean here that you will be getting fairer rights to all the departments, all the people. You are not segregating anybody. But we have hierarchical department. Do you remember the stratification model which I told you? Rich, middle class and the poor. You remember, no, how they are segregated, how there is a difference between all the three. Similarly, that's the hierarchical pattern. Now, hierarchical ordering of the caste is based on distinction between purity and pollution. Now, what exactly is the concept of purity and pollution? Even this we have discussed in caste system. The purity and pollution in caste system basically is the understanding of the hierarchical process. Okay, purity and pollution is also known as untouchability practice. So we basically call this also as the untouchability practice. Okay, and this was a very phenomenal thing which happened, and it is that purity of a person can be measured by his or her caste. So this was an aspect which they always wanted, that purity and pollution was actually about the untouchability and how people were differentiated, how people were treated differently in this era. Next, when we speak about how castes that are considered ritually pure have high status, while those who are less pure and impure have low status. So Brahmins were considered to be the top class people. The other lower class people were considered to be SCs, STs, Dalits, tribes, and this was wrong. That again and again these were, there was an a differentiation between these two castes, but or the classification, but it is still going on. People have not change this understanding between the hierarchical strata. Okay, when we speak about strata, strata is equal to status of a person society in the society. Okay, now there are different ways of achieving a status. One can be ascribed, which is by birth. One can be achieved, which can be adapted later. Okay, now castes are not unequal in ritual terms. So what you have to know, they are complementary and not competing in groups. Now this is also there. That means every caste system has their own place in the system which cannot be taken by other castes. We all have got it from the birth. Have we ever thought that we will change our caste only? It is never possible. Okay, now even if you think that it can be having a mobility of switching from one to another, it's not possible. Yes, based on caste there are people who have different occupations. Okay, do you remember that I told you hunters? Okay, then the what do you call, the fishermen, these people had a lower class where they were defined as their occupation were defined as per their lower status of the, or lower status in terms of economical status in the system, in the society. This also led to the system function as a social division of labor. Now why labor? Because it allows no mobility. Like I told you, there can be no shift here. Okay, so this idea of separation of hierarchy was inculcated as an adapted. Okay, when I'm giving you, I'm teaching you, you are inculcating the knowledge. Inculcation as you're trying to adapt. This inculcated discrimination, inequality, and prejudice in Indian society. Now what can be the meaning of prejudice? Like I told you in class 11th also you have studied, prejudice is a preconceived notion about something which is not based on any actual reasoning or any understanding. Okay, she's a bad girl. Okay, okay, yeah, she's a bad girl. She told she's a bad girl. Prejudice when you're trying to think that or any sort of action or judgment, based on somebody else's thinking, preconceived notion. So did you understand, guys, what is the role of the ideas of separation in the hierarchical caste system? Based on occupation, based on a hierarchical reason, based on examples can be food, example can be marriage, example can be occupation, and all these restrictions were there in the caste system. So this can be the answer of the first question. What is the role of the ideas of separation on the hierarchy of the caste system? Is it clear? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Now moving to the next one, that what are some of the rules that the caste system imposes? Okay. So what are the rules that the system imposes? Now please remember, when we are reading the questions and when we are going, please follow the word limits, guys. Okay. Hi Anurag. Welcome. Please follow the word limits. Okay. In 12th standard, there is one thing which you have to be very sure of. ऐसा नहीं है दैट इफ यू राइट एक्स्ट्रा तो आपको एनसीईआरटी मार्क्स ज़्यादा देगा, नहीं देगा। वो आपको मार्क्स उतना ही देगा जितने मार्क्स का आप आंसर लिखना आपको चाहिए। इफ इट इज रिटन, okay, I will be telling you when we do the sample paper, I will be telling you the word limits. If it is written 30, do not write 35 also, 31, 32 enough, just stop. Okay, so let us do the next question. What are some of the rules that the caste system imposes? Now always make sure you write it in points. That's the easiest way of writing an answer, and that's the best way of defining your explanation and telling them what you have understood. Now most commonly cited rules in the caste system that impose as follows. Now this answer I have also given you in the notes which you have in the plus platform, where I have given you the PDF. If you see the later on parts, to do, or in a sum, in a nutshell, all these things are given in notes in the plus point, in the point wise form, right? So what is the first one? Caste is determined by your birth. Okay, a child inherits bomb information of the caste from its parents. Okay, now what do you understand by bomb information? What do you understand by bomb information? This is a kind of, you know, the born information basically. Okay, so this is the way you explain that it's inherited, you know, it is inheriting. Now you're just, you know, you're considering to the aspect that when we speak that we were born in that family, when we have taken birth in that family, what is the reason here? What do you mean by the born information system? That it's a kind of you know, you're managing, you're sharing, you're doing everything which is as per the adaptation of the family. So born information is a very important part. Okay, so child inherits the same. Now it caste is never a matter of choice. You guys can never say that, no, no, I want to be a Punjabi, I want to be a Bengali, I want to be a Gujarati. No, no, mummy, why did you make me Bengali? I want to be a Sindhi. It's impossible. You're born with that family, you're born in it, and your parents are responsible for giving you that caste. This is the reason you have it from the birth, and this is called as ascribed status. This is called as ascribed status. Okay, ascribed status. Now, membership in a caste involves strict rules about marriage. This you have read. What is it? Caste groups are endogamous. That is, marriage is restricted to the members of the group. You cannot get married outside the group here in your family. This is a point to be noted, that it is endogamous. Endogamous means it has to be within the community, within the group. Okay, within the group. So no matter what, whom you are marrying, you have to marry within the group. Okay, now members of a particular caste have to follow the rules of food and food sharing. Now this is basically on the caste basis of hierarchy. I'll tell you why. If you are a rich person, you can share food. If you are a poor person, you are not designated to even sit and have water with that person. You have to believe in these format. And this is the thing about food and food sharing. Okay, next one. An individual who is born into a caste, okay, could only practice occupation associated with the caste, so that occupations were hereditary. Now basically, an example here you can give: the Brahmins were mostly the landlords. Okay, whereas the peasants were the people who were belonging to the lower classes. Did you understand? Brahmins were considered to, or you can say the the teachers also were kind of the Brahmins, whereas the other people, the hunters, the carpenters, okay, the fishermen, these people were considered to be the lower caste people. That is the difference between the occupations in the hierarchy. Now, caste involves hierarchy of rank and status. Every person has a caste, and every caste has a caste also. It's like, you know, if you are just, if I'm a Bengali, I'm not just Bengali, I'm a Bengali Brahmin. Similarly, there are Bengali kites, okay, there's Bengali something else, Bengali Muslims. So it's just based on how the hierarchy of the specific place, you know, comes into picture. So that is a caste which is involving the hierarchy. Okay, now caste involves subdivision within themselves. Now sometimes subcaste may also have the subcaste, like segmental organization, like I told you. So it is either for example, Sharmas. Now this is an example. They can be Brahmins. There can be Hindu Brahmins. Okay, they can be Punjabi Brahmins. It completely depends on the kind of their caste and their subcastes. Okay, now usually people say Chakravartis are Bengalis, but Chakravartis are there in South Indians also. So castes also have then some divisions. Okay, this is a very important role. Did you understand the basic rules of caste system? You can speak about the food sharing, you can speak about the subdivisions, you can speak about how every caste also had a subcaste. You can speak about that how you're born and brought up in the family. You cannot get married to outside person of the class. It has to be a marriage within. All these can be given in the questions answer of what are some of the rules of the caste system. Is it clear, guys? Yes, no? Second question is clear. Anurag, why did you join late? Okay, let's move ahead to the next one now. But before that, please remember, you can also give them a differentiation in the present caste system, okay, which is a product of colonialism, which is rather than the ancient tradition. So I have given you this as well. Okay, so you can just go through and give an idea between these two, that how post census and how pre census this thing was given. Okay, so 1901 census under the direction of Herbert Risley. Now please remember the names, guys. When I speak about the census, please remember the name, please remember the year. This we have done it in MCQ also. Okay, ma'am, technical issue. Okay, all right, Anurag, no problem. So please remember, we have done it in MCQs also. Names and years you have to remember. This is no class 11th कि भाई एक नाम छूट जाएगा तो no problem. Class 12, be very specific. Start making the chart if you haven't, and make sure you know the name and the years. Now, the counting of caste and to officially recording the caste made the institution of caste identity become more rigid in India. Now, this was very, very important. Wi-Fi is not working properly. Okay, Anurag, no problem, no problem. So the land revenue settlement and laws gave legal recognition to the caste-based rights of the upper class. We have studied about the land revenue settlement. Now, what basically was the land revenue settlement, guys? What was the land revenue settlement, and why was it important? So the land remains. Remember the zamindari system, permanent land revenue system. I told you it was basically called as the zamindari system. Okay, now that also had different land revenue system had zamindari. Okay, then it had. I'll write it. I don't know if you guys still remember. It had Rayatwari. Okay, it had Mahalwari. Okay, and these were the system which played the very important role. Permanent settlement, Rayatwari system, Mahalwari system. Okay, I hope you guys remember, we have done this beautifully in the chapter, guys. Correct, the zamindari system which played the most important role. Okay, so these were the land settlement movement, and we have done the land settlement act also in detail. Okay, so these were having the different sort of caste dimensions. So slowly and steadily everything came into picture from here. Okay, now, so colonialism brought about major changes in the institution of caste. So in short, the Britishers took initiative in the following areas. Census, this was the first thing which came into picture. Okay, to make sure that the number of sizes of the caste and subcaste is known, and they were aware of it. This was very important. Next was to value belief and custom of different section of society. Okay, this was the second part where the stratification and the hierarchical of the status was measured and given. And the last one was land settlement. This was the acts, different zamindari acts which we just discussed. The zamindari system, you need to know about it. Okay, all right, guys, the question answers helping you? Is it helping you, guys? Landowners, yes, landowners, villagers, the panchayatis, correct. Now, question number 4. Okay, so third is clear. Sorry, second is clear. Sorry, third question, I forgot. Okay, so second is clear. Now, when we speak about the changes colonialism brought, this I told you actually. One second. These are the question number third's answer. I forgot to write the question number, sorry. So these were the changes of the question. These were the changes colonialism brought. Okay, I think there's some confusion here. You see, this was the third one, guys. Okay, third question, what changes did colonialism brought in the caste system? Third question, what changes did colonialism brought in the caste system was given. Census, understanding the value belief of different society and segments of the society, and the last one was land settlement. This you can define. They can give you for 2 marks, they can give you for 4 marks, but I feel this question can come for 2 marks, because that this you cannot, unless they give you land settlement, define a road, write a note on land settlement or zamindari system can come. Okay, now question number 4. Question number 4, in what sense has caste become relatively invisible for the upper urban upper classes. Okay, so what is the fourth question? In what sense has caste become relatively invisible for the urban upper castes? For the urban upper castes. Okay, so what is the answer? The changes in the caste system benefited the urban middle and the upper classes. Of course, it never benefited the lower classes. In fact, they were the people who were suffering. So if you see the differentiation between these two, they definitely have a major aspect of sufferings. And caste status ensured these groups the necessary economic and educational resources, and they take full advantage of the opportunities offered by the development. Remember, I told you that even education, they wanted us Indians to be educated so that they can exploit us. Remember, we have discussed this, that they exploit us. This is the major reason. Anybody? And this was the reason, because of the education thing also, somewhere or the other, we feel that whatever the targets were, whatever the kind of relativity or push the caste system has brought, it has only impacted the upper urban people. It has never helped the lower class people. They have suffered. Okay, they have somewhere or the other suffered because there was inequality, there was exclusion, people were given differences. So particularly the upper class elite were always called as the upper class people, the rich people. Okay, elite class was the upper class people. Okay, were able to benefit from the subsidized public education, professional education in science, technology, medicine, management. They were taken also advantages of expansion of sector jobs in the early decades after independence. Why? Because of the earlier load over the rest of society, terms of education ensured a privileged status. And there come the concept of English as a language, which you guys are studying in structural change. Are you able to collaborate it? How this movement happened of social inequality and social, institutions continuity and change, and suddenly structural change came into picture, because the movement from this to this, from agrarian to industrialization and from industrialization to urbanization happened in this period. So for the so-called SCs and STs, or the backward classes, this change became detrimental. Okay, now what was the reason of becoming detrimental? Okay, what do you mean by detrimental? Something which is causing, something to cause, something which is harmful. It was just not good for them. Detrimental is an something which is harmful to a person or a thing. Okay, so for these, the caste became all too visible, and for them it was very, very difficult. Is this sociology? Hi Shri Vidya. Yes beta, this is sociology class 12th. Welcome to the class. How you doing, Shri Vidya? Okay, so this was the reason it was very tough for them, because it was visible, guys. And why it was invisible for the urban upper class people? They were all, just enjoying. They were enjoying the education, they were enjoying their identity, they were enjoying the privileges. If you actually see, this was called as the real kind of privilege. This was called as the real kind of privilege status. Okay, and this privilege status we are talking about, which was very much invisible in terms of the caste differentiation between these people. They cannot afford to abandon the upper caste identity, so they continue to suffer from discrimination of various kinds. Don't you think that lower class people, even today, they are suffering? No matter what you say, be it be reservation or no reservation, people are still saying that you belong to this place, you belong to that place. This is in continuity. Hence, they continue to suffer from discrimination of various kinds. Is it clear? Is it clear till here? Any questions, any doubts till here, guys? Anurag says, yes, ma'am. Kumkum, Aditi, all clear. Beta, you guys can ask, okay? Anything which you want me to repeat, please tell me. Because I'm writing the meaning of the words also, so that later on you can go ahead and read it also. I'll just erase these for you so that later on if you watch it, it will be easy for you to just read the answers also. I'm just writing it for explaining. Otherwise, it will be tough for me to explain. Hence, I had written. So I'll just erase this for a better understanding for you guys. So if you want later on, you can, anybody who's watching just the YouTube class and who's not on Plus, they can also take the screenshot later on if they want for them. Okay, clear? So let's move ahead to the next question now. Question number 5. How have tribes been classified in India? Okay, how have tribes been classified in India? So before that, like the video if you haven't, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel for all the details. Remember, Unacademy Humanities Telegram channel is given, link in description. If you're yet to come on the Plus platform, want to take any subscription, use my referral code, get a straight 10% discount. Make sure that you use these features for your homework purposes only, nothing else. How do you use it? The steps are very very simple. To ask unlimited doubt in different language, English, Hindi, anything you want, and it is very simple. So just go ahead and quickly do it. So ask a doubt, take a picture, select from your questions. What you do is next, highlight one specific question, choose the subject. Humanities skill, it's yet to come, but science and commerce have got it. Humanities, it will come, it will come, it will come. Don't worry. So sit tight, relax. You will get the solution very, very soon. If you have not on the Plus platform, the most important benefit is you get all the notes and the exhaustive syllabus as a form of PDF right after the class. So hence, if you haven't enrolled yet, still the years left. My sociology, psychology, both have commenced. Optional subjects have also been launched in Unacademy. If you have not taken it, please enroll now. Different kind of prizes are given. Hi Kajal. Kajal, now more questions are left. So you can hold on. We are yet to finish the class. It's a 1 hour class beta. So download the app and get the subscription. You can also get on the board and get an iconic plan. Okay. You get a one-on-one mentorship. There are many people who are not really very comfortable with group studies, a little slow. So you can go ahead and check them out. You can use the referral code again. You can download the app and download and get the Unacademy iconic subscription as well. The pricings are given. Welcoming to the Unacademy Humanities channel with the fantastic colleagues I have. I think you know all of them. Nikki ma'am, Ajay sir, Khushi ma'am, everybody, all of them are phenomenal. So move ahead and check them out. Check their classes every day on the channel. You have all the subject videos. So move ahead and check them out. They will be sending across economics. Yes, Srividya, we have everything, Srividya. Like I told you, the optional subjects, psychology is what I've taken, and it's 7 p.m. So please remember, weekly 3 days. Go ahead and check out the batch timings on my profile. Okay, this is for class 11th, also for class 12, and these are the different subjects which people are taking on board. Now, question number 5. How have tribes been classified in India? Now, tribes have been classified according to their traits, permanent and acquired traits. Okay, now what do you mean by the concept of permanent traits and acquired traits? How can you define permanent traits? Can anybody tell me what do you mean by permanent traits of tribes? Permanent traits are always the region, language. Remember, permanent means their region, their language, their physical characteristics, okay, their ecological habitats, okay, and this question will come. Rural, okay, where they stay, the rural plains, okay, then you can speak about the forests, hills. These are basically the ways they have been they are being classified. So if you don't know, this answer will come, guys. Please remember, these are the permanent traits. Now what are the acquired traits? What do you mean by the acquired traits? Acquired traits can be their main criteria. First, their mode of livelihood, beta. Okay guys, their mode of livelihood under the category, you can say it can be categorized as fisherman. Okay, they can be categorized as fisherman. Okay, they can be classified as cultivators. okay, shifting cultivators, hunters, peasants, industrial workers, okay, you can say they can be plantation people. All these people can be classified into these attribute of acquired traits. Also, second thing, extent of the incorporation into the Hindu society. Okay, so what was it? The dominant classification both in academic sociology as well as politics or public affairs, the degree of assimilation into the human society, Hindu society, was counted. So these are the two ways tribes can be defined. One as permanent traits and second as the acquired traits. Is it clear, Hunter? Correct. Did you understand the basic difference, ma'am? One doubt. Yes, David, please tell beta. Please go ahead, beta. I'll erase this, otherwise you guys will not get to understand. Here. David, please go ahead, beta. David, you asked that you have a doubt. I'm waiting for you to ask, beta. If you write down, it's okay. Otherwise, I'll continue. Otherwise, we'll stop the sync. Okay. You write, I'll answer. No problem. So please remember the different kind of classification is permanent and acquired. Now, see, it's mentioned here. The classification which is based. Permanent traits includes language, region, physical characteristics, and ecological habitat. Now, you can see the basis of language: Indo-Aryan, Dravidian, Austric, Tibetan, okay, or you can say Tibeto to Burman, all these people, these are the people on the basis of their language, you can be differentiation. But classification based on the region, okay, Northeast, Assam, Arunachal, okay, on the basis of ecological habitat, see how they stay, where they stay. And then the figure of Northeast and rest of India based on their population. So demographic factors also come into picture. Did you understand this chart, guys? So you can see the classification on the basis of the size also which is given. The physical characteristics, Mongoloid, okay, Australoid, Negroid, Dravidian, Aryan. Now this is the basis of acquired traits. The mode of their livelihood, okay, fishermen, shifting cultivators, peasants, plantation and industrial workers. And then here they have mentioned how the Hindu society comes into picture. The assimilation of the Hindu society, financial status, their availability, their their interest in being in the same. All these things are clear in the picture. Is it clear, David? I'm still waiting for your doubt, beta. Tejaswini says yes. Clear, ma'am. Clear. David कहाँ गए? David गायब हो गए. Chalo, do we move ahead? This question is clear. So question number 5 was, how have tribes been classified? Do we move to the sixth one? I think we can take up one more later on, then we can just cover the next ones. Okay, so we are done with question 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now the next question. What evidence would you offer against the view of tribes? Ma'am, please repeat. Okay, you want me to repeat the question number 5, tribes classification, beta? It's simple. 1 second, I'll explain you one more time. No problem. Okay, so how have been tribes been classified? It's very simple. It's been as per the permanent and the acquired traits. See this, permanent traits and acquired traits. Look at the pointer, Tejaswini. Permanent traits and acquired traits. So permanent traits are what? Language, region, physical characteristics and habitat. Okay, and what is the what do you call the acquired traits? How can you define the acquired traits? 1 second. Acquired traits are this one. They can be acquired, defined as the mode of their livelihood, their characteristics. Okay, it can be about the people, their occupation, peasants, shifting cultivators, the fishermen. These are the occupations. So this is how they are being classified, on the basis of their permanent and acquired traits. So the basic idea here of language and the region and the demography structure is mentioned. So this is it, Tejaswini. Is it clear, beta? Aditi says clear. Okay. So now we move to question number 5. What is the question? Question number 6. What is the question? What evidence would you offer against the view that tribes are primitive communities living in isolated lives and untouched by civilization, sorry. Okay, by civilization. So what is the answer now of this question? Question number 6. Moving back. Yeah. All right. Now, what evidence would you offer against the view that tribes are primitive communities living in the isolated lives by civilization? Let me just quickly put the charger. I see a low battery of my laptop, otherwise it will get shut. Let's not take that risk. I don't want to take that risk at all. Otherwise, sixth question will not be able to complete. Just give me 1 minute, guys. And here you go. Yeah. So all clear. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Thanks. Okay, Tejaswini has got that. Okay. Now there is no reason to believe that tribes are, out of contract with the rest of the world. Point number 1. But it's just that people have always compared and they have treated or mistreated, basically, because of their lifestyle, because of their language, because of their preferences, because of their education, because of their style. Okay, so basically these people were the oppressed class of the society, the section. So you already know that they have been oppressed for many other different reasons. And when we speak about the oppressed classes, okay, we have the meaning of oppressed can be very much explained as someone behaving in a harsh or in a very authoritative treatment. You're showing power to them, so you are being harsh to them. Okay, so this can be said because of the following reasons. First, Gond kingdoms on central India, such as the Garha, Mandla or the Chanda. Okay, many of the Rajput kingdoms of central and western India emerged through a process of stratification among Adivasi community themselves. Now, class stratification you have studied, how they were hierarchically ranked, and they were economically differentiated in different ways. They were, some people were given a higher rank, whereas the other were treated in a very different and a very bad way. Adivasis often exercised dominance over the plains people through their capacity to to raid them through their services as local militias. Now we have studied that these people were not even given entry in the forest areas where they were studying, where they were living. They were being asked to leave. These people were not treated in the right way. These people were ill treated. These people were not given the necessary rights, necessary authorities to live, to breathe, to study, to eat, to pursue education, etc. They also occupied a special trade niche, trading forest, produce salts in elephants. So what were the evidences that that tribes were as a primitive community? What were the major proof? What were the resources through which you can say that these people belong to the most primitive age or communities. What do you mean by these primitive communities here? What do you understand by the primitive communities here? Anybody? What were the primitive communities here? Primitive, see, it is very simple. Primitive culture was, early times, okay, which was characterized by the features which was lack of written language. Relatively they were in isolation, very relatively small population, simple social institutions, okay, did not have any much technology, and generally a slow rate of socio-cultural change. Slow, you can say this, slow rate of socio cultural change. Is this clear, guys? So, this was basically the primitive community. So, tribes have not a state or political form of normal kind, point number one. They have no written rules or religion. They are not at all neither Hindus nor peasants. They did not have any religion, no region, no aspect, no location. Primarily, they were engaged in activities like food gathering, fishing, hunting, agriculture, etc. And the habitat of the tribes in the dense forest and mountain regions. So, are you understanding that how they were not a part of this entire ball game of stratification? Why we were not treating them together, like the others were being treated? So, these were the kind of the primitive communities, and why we call the Adivasis or the tribals the primitive people with different kind of, traditions which involved the isolation, and they were not touched by civilization. How will forest come in the part of civilization any which ways? They were not even near the productivity, the productive part or the industrialization. They were just away from all of it, and hence this played a very important role in saying that this was the evidence that the tribes people were mostly primitive, and they were isolated. They were kept in such a place that they had nothing to do with the civilization, guys. Is it clear? Any questions you have, any doubts you guys have till here, please feel free and ask, guys. So these are the questions which we have done. Sixth question is also done. What is it? The evidence of the tribes who are coming from the primitive places, and they have nothing to do in terms of civilization or the modern abilities. Any questions or any doubts, guys? So where did we do it till? We have done it till the question number 6. So in the next class, we are going to start from question number 7. What are the factors behind assertion of tribal identities today? What are the factors? Please remember, somebody, Aditi, Kumkum, everybody, we are going to do this in the next class. We are going to do from the question number 7. Okay? All clear. Lovely, Tejaswini. Somebody please remember, we have to do from the question number 7 in the next class. I'm going to mark it again here for you to remember. We have to start question number 7 in the part 2 of this chapter. Okay? We would be doing from question number 7 here. Okay, Anurag, can you just mark this up? Aditi, Kumkum, Sakshi, Tejaswini, everybody. So we did the role and ideas of the separation of hierarchy in the caste system. We did some of the rules in the caste system which imposes. We did the colonialism, how it brought the caste system. We brought the sense of caste which became invisible in the upper classes. And we studied about the tribal classification and how we saw the evidence that tribal people were not a part of the urban civilization, whereas they were into a part of the primitive eras. Okay. So yes, like I told you every time, like I keep telling you guys, seventh question onwards, we would be doing in the next class, seventh, eighth. Okay, there are some amazing batches which have commenced. If you've still not seen, please tell your friends, guys. Go ahead and ask them to check out what is new with Unacademy. Okay, these are the new batches which have commenced from the 3rd of May for science, for commerce, for humanities. I'm going to show you quickly the batches, and then we can just wrap it up for tonight. We do not have a class today evening. That's the reason I took up the YouTube class for you guys to have a fair understanding. So I hope this helps. Clear? Hi Kunal. Tejaswini, take care, beta. God bless. Bye, Anurag. See you guys soon. Okay, so yes, these are the batches of science. There are some launched for commerce as well. You guys can have a look at it. There are some humanities batches also. Like you know that I'm taking for sociology from the next month. 11th standard sociology is going to come in a new time. That's going to be 8:30 p.m. for my classes in the month of June. And 11th standard ke saath 12th standard sociology, my batch would be done from 4:45 to 5:45 p.m. So these are the timings which we have thought for the month of June right now. So if you're not aware of it, please go ahead and check it out. Okay, so class 11th has also come with some new batches for science, for commerce, and for humanities. So these are the updates. Okay, so make sure you know about it. Okay, beta, all right, take care. Kunal, the class has got over. You have come so late, Kunal. Why did you come so late, beta? Bye, Aditi. Bye, Kumkum. Lots of love. See you in the class, guys. Please take care of yourself. Bye, Sneha. Take care of yourself. God bless you. Okay, so these are the commerce batches, and for anybody who has not watched the live today, remember we also have the courses in the medium of language of Hindi as well. So please go ahead and check it out. The batches, whenever you're checking out a batch, there is written, it's written there, English or Hindi. The medium of language is mentioned, guys. Okay, so yes, the rest of the questions we're going to do in the next class, part two. And I know, like I told you, there are the unprecedented times. Times are really, really very, very bad. We want to be with the people. We are there for you. So anything you require, please feel free, and don't ever stop learning. The entire team is with you. We say that stay safe, and lots of love and my regards. So yes, anything, please reach out. Stay home. Do not move out unless required. And lots of love, and let's crack it, guys. So bye bye, and share the video with your friends and let me know if any other chapter you would want me to take. Please mention on the comment section so I understand which is the chapter you're looking forward to. All right. So thank you once again, guys, for watching, and God bless you. Bye Sneha. Bye Aditi.